We're going to start with downward dog on a chair. So have your fingers spread and bring the wrist onto the edge of the back of the chair. Look at your feet now and walk the feet back until you really feel that the heels are underneath your hips. Have the outside edges of the feet parallel and start to push down the big toe, the ball of the foot and the heel. So the legs begin to engage, lifting up the knees and thighs. As you push the hand down, so you're really pushing the heel of the hand down, spreading the fingers, and that's what activates the arms. So we're going to stay here for 3 to 5 breaths, and then inhale, bend the knees, look up and walk in. And now using the seat of the chair, still with the feet hip distance apart and the outside edges of the feet parallel, grab the edge of the chair. So we're turning the wrist out a little bit this time. Walk the feet back, looking at your feet, engage the legs by pressing those feet down. So as you inhale, lift the knees and the thighs and the navel up. As you exhale, keep those up as you push the feet down through the ball and the heel of the feet. And we're looking for a long spine. So from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Take the crown of the head away. Pressing the hands down onto the chair so you can feel your inside shoulders rolling away from your ears. And then you can look underneath the eyeballs. Bend the knees and then inhale to look up and walk in. Put the chair to the side now. We'll come back to the mat for a basic downward dog pose. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So with your toes tucked under and your buttocks on your heels, reach the arms forward for nice straight arms. So you want to feel you can push firmly into the center of the palm with the fingers spread. Inhale, lift the knees, thighs and the hips up and lifting the navel up. We're going to push the feet down so there's an expansive action in all directions. You're pushing the hands and the feet down through the mat, and as you inhale, lift the knees, thighs and the navel up. After 3 to 5 breaths, come back down and we'll go up a different way this time. So look between your hands and inhale, lift the knees up first and then lift the thighs, hips, navel up, keeping that height. As you exhale, pushing out through the hands and the feet. 3 to 5 breaths here, letting your head hang. And then we're going to come into a 3-legged downward facing dog. So firm action in the hands. Inhale, bend the right knee, push that heel away from you. So you're looking for length here, length in the leg and length in the spine. Push the weight back, take the heel back, and that's going to give you a lovely stretch on that leg on the mat. Bring the foot back down and we'll go to the other side. Inhale to take that heel up and push the heel away. So you're dorsiflexing that foot. And now your right leg's going to get a good stretch down the back of it. As you push evenly through the hands, let the head hang. And roll those inside shoulders away from the ears. Coming back to the mat. So we're going to come to a little bit more core work now. Inhale, right knee to the right elbow. Exhale, push back, point the toes. See if you can take that heel up high. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, heel away from you and point the toes. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, strong standing leg on the mat. See if you can take that foot right up in the air just to see how far you can get it. Let's try the other side. Inhale, knee to elbow, pointing your toes. Exhale, push that heel up and then point the toes up. Take the leg up. Good. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, firm action in the hands. Push back, take the foot up. That's it. Inhale, last time. Exhale, I'm going to try and take it up as high as you can. Pushing the weight back. Lovely. Come back down to downward facing dog. And then we're going to come into a variation of that with a bent knee. So bring your knees together, one leg bent. With the right leg, inhale, take the knee up. So we're taking the knee up, 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 letting the foot drop down, opening up those hips. And again, the standing leg is strong, pushing that heel down. Take the knee up as high as you can for 3 to 5 breaths. And then inhale, bring the knees back together, place the foot back on the mat. Inhale, bend the knee, knees together, and then take the knee out to the side. So then we take the knee up. Taking the knee up opens up the hip. So you might find you're different on both sides, but you just work as strongly as you can. Pushing the palms down, you're getting the weight back, taking that knee up. Keep taking the knee up, and then bring the knees back together and come back to downward facing dog. I'm going to release those arms now by taking the right arm over to the outside of your left leg. And so your hips will move to the side, but try to keep the action in the feet and the legs even. And you have to push back with one hand now. So the more you can get the weight back, the easier it will feel. And to the other side. Inhale to reach, and then firmly push the heels down, lift the knees, thighs, and the navel up. And you've got one hand on the mat pushing the weight back. So just 3 breaths here, 5 breaths. And back to downward dog. So you can pause in downward dog as long as you like, and then we'll inhale, jump the feet forward to a forward bend, just to give those arms a rest, pushing the palms down through the mat. So we're not trying to bring the body into the legs. We have got straight legs if you can manage that. Otherwise, bring your knees over your toes. Pushing both palms down, then we're going to come up. Breathing in, look up first, then come up. Otherwise, you might get giddy. Grab your 2 blocks now and place them shoulder distance apart for your hands. So you're going to place the palms on the block and come back up in downward dog. So tucking the toes under, buttocks on the heels, pushing the palms down into the block. So it teaches you to really work those hands down. Inhale to come up, lifting up the knees, thighs, navel. Exhale, push back. Take the back of the heel down, looking at your feet. So this is really about getting all those little muscles in your feet pushing down through the mat. When you've had 3 to 5 breaths, come on down and turn around. We're going to place the toes on the front edge of the block. So the ball of the foot is actually sitting on the top of the block. And this teaches you to push the ball of the foot down as you come up. So buttocks on the heels, reach the hands away, firmly pushing through the palms. Inhale, lift the hips, knees and thighs up. And looking back at your feet, have the outside edges of the feet parallel still, taking the back of the heel down. Pushing the ball of the foot and the heel. Push back, take the weight back, and just notice how different it feels. And we'll come into a restorative posture now, using one block instead of a bolster as it shows on the diagram. I'm going to turn the block over onto its side. Tuck the toes under, buttocks on the heels, and rest your forehead on the block first with your buttocks on your heels. Walk the hands forward so they're reaching out and pushing down. Keeping your head on the block, so your forehead is on the block. Now, if that's too much, if you can't keep your forehead there with straight legs and straight arms, turn the block up. So we want to let the head rest on the block. And after a few breaths here, you might find you can turn the block down anyway. Strong legs, pushing the back of the heel down, lifting up the knees, the thighs, and the navel. So you're pushing the palms back, taking the weight back, pushing the heels down, going back. Letting the head rest completely on the block. Steady breath, 3 to 5 breaths here. And then bringing the knees down, come into child pose just to give those arms a good rest. And again, 3 to 5 breaths here, or stay as long as you like. And this might be it for you today, depending on how strong you're feeling in your shoulders. This is a very strong practice on your shoulders, so don't overdo it. Come back to it another day and work your way to increase your strength slowly. Don't try to force it because, something's going to break. So don't push into any pain. So if that's it for you today, great. Come into corpse pose. If you're going to keep going, come back to downward dog. So inhale to lift the knees, thighs, and the navel up. As you exhale, reach out through the hands, through the feet. And then we're going to bring one hand, the right hand, up to your hip for a one-handed downward facing dog pose. Ekahasta Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look where you're putting your hands, and then we'll go to the other side. So you're lifting up your knees, your thighs, pushing back with one hand. So you're pushing through the center of the palm. That's what engages the arm. Letting the head hang. Okay, so now here's our peak pose. And for this, we really need to work those heels down firmly. So bending one knee, we're going to take that knee up as we did before, dropping the foot back. So we're working on the knee going up. Now you can bring that right hand back just to keep you steady as you make your way back to that foot in the air. Don't be in a hurry. So this might be as far as you come today, that's fine. Keep that left arm strong and that right leg. Pushing the back of the heel down is the key. You must anchor that heel down and then just reach up and touch your foot today. Come back to downward dog and we'll try the other side. So bending the right leg, taking the knee up. So remember, you're looking at the foot because you want to get that heel down and keep that leg really strong by lifting up the knee and the thigh as you push the heel down. Start to walk the left hand back. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time. You don't have to get there today. You just want to touch that foot and then come back to downward dog. Look between your hands now as we jump. Lift the hips to jump. Bring your big toes together and have the outside edges of the heels parallel